It's that time again. I'm showing you my 25 favorite plants of 2025. And we are starting this year upstairs with a plant I have not shown very often before. Bits are falling on the ground as I'm grabbing this. This is my Epiphyllum chrysocardium, also known as the fern leaf cactus, fern cactus. It doesn't really want to show on camera. Wait, which leaf can I grab? It's gotten so big. This is why I picked it. I used to grow these in the greenhouse, if you don't know, and they were not doing very well in there. So I took a few cuttings, I moved them inside, and this is that plant now. It's so big that look at how long this is. This is like 1.5 meters long, I think. Ha! I can't even get it all the way into the frame. Maybe this way, so I can see what I'm doing. Here you go. They are so big. They are so cool as well. And this plant, as you... oops. I guess there's a lot of water in it. I am now covered in water. I guess it's a good thing I'm filming this at the end of filming most of it. I'll pour that out. This plant, as you can see, is growing all the way one way. It is sorry, slapped the mic with my tendril here. It is super top heavy. So we have some weights from my boyfriend's weight vest sitting in the pot to keep it balanced. And then I also have a little piece of rope. This is a pot. It's a bit bleached. Wait, make it darker. There you go. It's a pot that's supposed to be a hanging pot. So I have the ropes of it from Elho, and that holds it in place as well, but it definitely needs both, and it's still a little bit wobbly because it's so heavy. And I am so impressed with it. It looks so cool, especially up here where I have mostly Philodendron and Monstera, and it just looks so different, and it is so easy. Although I guess I maybe overwatered it recently because I'm gonna pour the excess water out now. But I thought this was a cool plant to start with. Also, I am sick. So you're not, oh, my toes are getting wet now too. You're not getting a cute outfit this time. Well, a comfy outfit, not a New Year's outfit. And I did my nails for New Year's, but one is already broken. So things are not looking very polished. And I'm also out of breath from carrying heavy plants or talking a lot. But that's what you're getting. So I hope that's okay with you. It's what you're used to from me, I think. So yeah, just one more turn to show. Ooh, another foot getting wet in the water that dripped out. How cool is this thing? I just wanted to take the time to take it down and show you at least once because it's very impractical to show. Then we are moving on to Philodendron. You may know I have 3 favorite hybrids of Philodendron. I feel like they are the 3 big ones: Glorious, Splendid, and Majestic. Majestic didn't make it on the list this year because of pest issues. Glorious, you can see here in the background, but Splendid definitely deserves a place on the list. I'm gonna carry him to you. Wow, I actually have 2. This is one of them. The nicest leaf is here. Wow, it's hard to show you, it's very wobbly. And why most of them didn't make it on the list this year is because, falling over, I had some issues with the moss poles, so I tried to chop and extend in my own different way. You can see the stem of this one was a top cutting. I led it onto an extension, and that worked, thankfully. So maybe I should have a little table to put it on so I can talk to you while it's up high enough. Wait. Okay, perfect. They are sitting on our dehumidifier right now. So it worked. This is the new leaf of the top cutting. And then the stem that I cut grew a few new leaves that are already nice size. This kind of looks like El Choco right now. And this one is a little baby that was also crawling up the stem. That's why I didn't want to do a regular chop and extend. There were so many plants on different parts of the stem that I wanted to kind of get together again. I feel like it worked, even though, wait, let's bring the nice leaf back. Even though it's very wobbly right now, it is in a perfect space because it is leaning against the wall, and then we have a backup rope connected to one of the surfboard hangers that keeps it in place. Whew, I'm sweaty from lifting this one up. So I'm very happy that it is doing well and that the leaves are so beautiful. I have another one that is about the same size that also is just opening a new leaf. Should I bring it to you? Because it's behind the Thai constellation, so it's a little bit harder. Oh, look at that. So this one definitely deserves a spot on the list this year. I'm so happy it came back. And then if we move this one back, and then the glorious behind me, I cannot take down because it's a whole system to keep it balanced. It's growing all the way up to the ceiling right now. There is one leaf with a variegated spot, which is kind of cute. Came out a little bit pink looking, so that was really nice. And the leaves are getting a really nice size as well. As you may know, my aspiration is to become the Dutch version of Jan, Sydney plant guy. And it took a long time, but one of my goals this past year was to increase leaf size and take better care of my moss poles. And I feel like I have definitely done that because the plants on moss poles are all looking a lot better. You'll see a lot more of them. I am happy. The glorious will definitely need a chop and extend at some point because it's growing against the ceiling. I cannot do another extension, but the splendids are mwah, chef's kiss. Back downstairs, the next plant is my melanochrysum, Philodendron melanochrysum. This baby, that's Maggie on the toilet. This baby I tried to grow, I think about 5 times before, either from really small cuttings. I was able to grow it, but not size it up very much. And then a few times I bought a really big one that didn't do well at all and died. And finally, with the advice, which I'm going to make a separate video about, because lots of you asked, with the advice of an Instagram friend, I am able to now grow it a little bit better. So I have to be careful because there's a new leaf at the top. We started with pretty big leaves already, and I put it on a moss pole right away. Apparently this plant needs a lot of light and also a lot of regular fertilizer. Look at the beautiful leaves. It did start to size up, but as I shared before, the internodes became a little bit too long, showing me, well, my friend told me that it was not getting enough light. So I moved it into a more bright space. And this is the latest leaf. This did grow when it was still in a darker spot, but I'm hopeful that the next few leaves probably will be a little bit, maybe shorter internodes again. I do have a plan to extend this moss pole with the varicosum pole that I'm taking apart in a separate video as well, because the varicosum was not very happy. That is definitely not making the list this year. So beautiful. I shouldn't touch the new leaf, but I'm very, very happy that this is doing well. It also looks really nice in my windowsill. It just is like a frame to the whole side of the window. I love it. The next one is my, it really wants to be in my face, Philodendron ilsemanii. This one looks so beautiful. I showed it recently in a reel and I just love how it's grown. I am really hoping it's going to be doing okay. Like this, all these beautiful leaves grew in the summer, spring and summer, and fall as well. But the latest leaf that came out has browned, and this is also crispy now. So I think maybe it doesn't like the cold in the windowsill, but I'm just gonna continue taking care of it as best as I can and hope that it makes it through. And then once the warmth comes back and the light comes back, it will look like this again. Because I heard for these ones specifically, they do very well in warmer temperatures and lots of light. So that's why it lives in the windowsill with my cacti. Welcome to the bathroom. The lighting is not great in here at the moment because my grow lights in the back make the video go flickering. But the next plant I picked is Caspar. You have not seen him in a while because he was in recovery, but look at him. I don't know if you'll be able to tell. He does have some pest issues. I've been killing aphids on his new leaves, but he is so pretty. I think he likes it on this moss pole that I gave him. So it's a 3D printed one, and I'm gonna continue extending it, and then hopefully I can cut away the base because there is no moss pole at the base, which makes it a little bit weird looking. Some of the leaves are a little bit brown. Wait, this is one of the kind of sad looking leaves because I think of pests, aphids. But then this new leaf is so beautiful. The mintiness is coming in, and it gets, even though it doesn't get a lot of light here, it gets really nice and white as it comes out. And also the size of the leaves used to be really good. I think for winter it might be a little bit smaller, but it might come back. I think it will come back when warmth comes back, when light comes back. So my job is to keep the moss pole hydrated and then maybe do, oh, there's a flying, oh. Okay, sorry, I just killed a flying aphid. If you've seen my aphids video, those are very important because they are the ones, most of them don't fly, but when there is not enough food or something, they move to other plants by flying, by creating a female that can fly, and then they spread even more there. So I'm happy I just killed that one. And yes, I killed him with my bare hands. But Casper is on the list. Actually, if you know me, you probably would expect this plant to be on the list. And seeing it on screen, I kind of maybe regret my choice. But I picked Casper because he's been doing really well. And this one has been, I guess, doing well compared to what it was before. But I chopped the stem again on the moss pole. I just left all the cuttings on the moss pole and they are growing again. There's a bunch of cool leaves in here. This is a Florida Beauty, by the way. I'll put all the names on the screen anyway, so you've seen that probably by now. But this also has lots of aphids, and you can see here, for example, I don't know if it'll come across, but lots of aphid skeletons, and I don't like that. It's not the fault of the plant, but aphids make it less fun to grow these plants for sure. So I guess he deserves an honorable mention, but Casper is the one who made it on the list this year. Yay! From the bathroom, we move into the kitchen where we have my big terrarium. And there is one philodendron in here. Well, there's several. I also love the micans in here. It's the only place I still grow micans and it looks beautiful. But the one I picked for the list is Philodendron atabapoense. It is growing so well in the terrarium, which I never expected. I love how red the backs of the leaves are, how easy it is to grow as well. I actually have one growing in the greenhouse, which was doing really well with quite low outside temperatures. Probably right now it's not doing so well anymore because there's literally snow on the greenhouse and on the ground, but it did well for a really long time. And this one just is easy. There's also a glorious in there at the bottom that is making a comeback, but yeah, atabapoense definitely deserves a spot on this list. Beautiful, easygoing, backs of the leaves are incredible. Next plant I picked are my miniature orchids here in the big terrarium. And I know that is kind of cheating because there are multiple of these, but they're so cute and I think them together is what brings me joy. As you can see, this baby especially has grown so much. It's growing off the little blob. And hopefully this year I will have time to redo the terrarium and then these can get a permanent place because right now they're still hanging on their little blocks inside the terrarium and I'm hoping to actually put them on a piece of cork inside the hardscape of the terrarium. This one definitely also is growing. You can see the new blobs and this is a very special one. See these tiny blobs here? So they grow the blob with a tiny leaf and then very quickly the leaf crumples up and dies. You can maybe see the leaf itself on this one. So the leaf doesn't last very long, but the pseudobulbs do, using the proper terms for once. I love how this looks. It is so slow to grow, but to me it kind of looks like when you do whipped cream on something, like little bloop, bloop, bloop. That's what these look like. There's a bunch of them. My collection is steadily growing. Bulbophyllums are so cute as well. And there's a lot of them that are rooted on a little vine, so I can't take those out, a little liana vine. But they're also really, really cute and doing really well. So I hope to transfer that liana into the new terrarium. Or maybe repot them if they're okay to go on a fresh piece into the new terrarium build that you will hopefully see this year. You may notice that this year there are no Alocasia on the list, mainly because they are currently looking like shit. this is normal. Let's say that first. It's normal because they go into dormancy and it is winter right now. I love this one. It would have definitely made the list. It grew so well. Oh, it's covered in thrips right now. That's not good. I'm gonna quickly squish them, kill them. It's such a beautiful plant, but not right now. So that's why none of them made it on the list. This is the, I guess, best looking one right now, Alocasia dragon scale. It is continuing to grow. That little bleached leaf in the center. Thijs just fell over. Fuck! Fuck! Fuck, fuck, fuck. Buddy, are you okay? Are you okay? Oh! I think he's okay. Okay. Deep breaths. I think he's okay. He fell kind of onto the wall, so we'll keep an eye on the stem and the leaves, but it looks like it was sturdy enough to not break. Chaos! I was saying, dragon scale is doing pretty well, but in general, they're just not pretty enough to make the list. Look at those roots. Very cool. But yeah, not on the list this year. Hopefully next year there'll be a bunch of Alocasia again once I finally figure out how to take care of them, because my Alocasia grow box looks horrible right now as well. The next plant is Hoya clemensiorum, and I've showed you this one many times before. I love it so much, but it was struggling this year and basically all the roots died and I had to restart my plant, meaning cutting up the whole plant or trying to reroot the whole plant. But because there's so many leaves, then that's an issue. So I just cut it into 1 or 2 node cuttings. I sold a few, and these are the 3 that I kept. It's kind of hard to see because it's now currently quite gloomy outside, and I just use a light over here to show you. Can you see? Maybe that's better. There is such beautiful veins on this one, and clemensiorum is generally doesn't look as much as this one. Like this one, I have it in semi-hydro, by the way. I just watered yesterday, so that's why it's fully full. I have a few other clemensiorum that look more traditional, like this one. It is a little bit white from a treatment that I did with sulfur a while back, but this one is not growing. It is very full of water. I'm gonna pour that out soon. This one is struggling a lot, and I found that the one I have, this one, is somehow a lot easier to grow, for me at least. And I love the veins and the leaves. I have a few other ones downstairs that are looking beautiful but not doing a lot. I really love the look of all the different clemensiorum. This one, I'm trying to root. It's not doing much at all. But look at the veins. I just love it. But so far, 0 roots, and it's been here for months. So I'm not sure if this is going to be a success. Luckily, the other ones are doing better. So I am very, very happy with specifically this Hoya clemensiorum because it is easy, stunning, takes my breath away, the prehistoric look of the leaves. Ah, I love it. And I really hope it's gonna grow better again this year. This cutting grew 1 leaf, which is hard to see with the light, but yeah, I hope it's gonna grow some more for me because yeah, I love this one a lot. It might be my favorite Hoya of all time. The next Hoya comes from my Hoya cabinet, which I only picked 1 Hoya from this year because a lot of them are struggling. Mostly with lots of aphids. I'm seeing aphids as I'm filming this. But also I feel like there's other pests. I had thrips on them, which is okay now it seems. I may have flat mites, or I have a tropical scale for sure. That might be the issue. But a lot of the new growth is struggling. And it's finally improving again. I showed you this in the previous video. There's finally new baby leaves on some plants that have not grown any new leaves in so long, like maybe over a year. But there are a few that are doing well, and one of them is this one. I showed it in the previous video also, so maybe that's cheating. But this is Hoya polyneura inner variegated, and it flowered for me recently It grew so many leaves. I got this with 6 leaves, this little stem, and now it has 2 whole branches. And in a previous video where I showed it, I was worried about this kind of oranginess. Do you see that? I thought maybe it's sad or something, but some of you commented that that is how polyneura sun stresses. And it makes sense because this part where you see it here and here and here is right underneath one of the grow lights. So thank you so much for your advice. I am now no longer worried about this orange and loving it. You can see it here a little bit as well, if the camera wants to focus. It's kind of a blush over, oh, it's kind of a blush over this part, which is again close to the grow light here as well. So I love this one. It is so easy to grow compared to some other plants that I've had. It has a lot of roots. It does need water, I see. And I just watered all the plants. What day is it today? Monday. I watered them yesterday. Wait, did I forget to water this one or something? We're just gonna do it right now. I have this little squeegee thing, but I have noticed it is quite thirsty. And also apparently it is a one of those winter growers, so it can do with a little bit less light and colder temperatures, but it's definitely very thirsty. Poor water is going everywhere. Okay, wait, I'll do this off camera. But Hoya polyneura. Oh, and there's one more here on the shelves that I wanted to include, that was on the list to be included, but it recently had a bit of a setback. My Hoya Thomsoni pink, with the very, very cute fuzzy leaves and beautiful pink flowers, except the buds blasted this year. And then also there were a few new leaves growing and those also fell off. So that's made me remove it from this year's list. Sorry, Thomsoni, but I hope it's gonna get better again. It's such a cool one. The last Hoya on the list this year is Hoya mathilde variegata, or inner variegated. This one I got at the My Botanica recently, and it is such a cool one. Used to be so expensive, but not anymore. It also grows really well, so I have it on a little trellis in a very cute little pot that I got from one of you. And I don't know if you can see, but the leaves are kind of sun stressing, and there's some new leaves on the way. So, oh, does it want to focus on that stem? Not really. But very cute. It's growing well. It's beautiful. Woo! Almost threw over a pot of propagations. But I'm definitely very, very happy with this Hoya. The little blobby leaves are so cute. Now, speaking of blobs, the next one is my cactus blobs. And I'm kind of cheating here because I am picking cacti blobs and not just this specific one, so I'll show you a few. But this is Cactus geometricus, and I love this one. I recently got another one, but unfortunately that currently is struggling with a fungus or something, and it's rotting away very quickly. It looks kind of Stranger Things-y. So I am happy that I still have this original one that is looking really nice. Also included in the blobs is this very, very beautiful, I think. This is a Puna Bonnier F. inermis. Inermis just means that there are no spikes on it. It is an adorable little blob. But I think we should also include some other blobs, like this beautiful Euphorbia obesa. That is really big, and I think it looks very cute with this pot with it. Then we have the variegated. It's not really a blob, but it's worthy of being shown. Ooh, with the nail polish, very nice. And lastly, the stacker. And I don't know if you can tell, but there are a lot of cat hairs at the top here, which I had removed previously. And I was like, why is there new cat hairs on it all the time? And then once when we were leaving for Christmas to visit my parents, I saw Maggie headbutting this one so much that it was all the way bent over, like a little U shape. Upside down U. So I freaked out. I ran back inside and I put it somewhere where it cannot be harassed by little Maggies. But that is probably what she's been doing ever since it got here. So that's why there's more and more cat hairs on it. I love how it's the stacked blobs. I can't wait to see what it turns into. It kind of looks like there might be new tiny blobs growing from all the sides as well. So very, very happy with this one, and just all the blobs in general. I love them so much. Then we are moving on to Anthurium, starting with this beautiful papillilaminum hybrid. This officially is called Nagapaxa. Well, I don't know if that's official. Oh, I should remove the excess water of this. This is a papillilaminum forgetii crossed with papillilaminum old clone. And it didn't grow for me for a while, but I just noticed, I wonder if it will focus on it, but there is a new point. We're getting another leaf in winter, so that's very exciting. I love how big and how dark these leaves are. The velvet. Oh, I have some side lights today because it's dark and wintry, and the velvet looks extra beautiful with that. Look at that. Also, there is snow outside right now, so everything is very well lit. I appreciate the snow reflecting all the light for me, making it very bright. To film. Isn't this stunning? I love it. Worthy. Okay, but I need to pour this water out somewhere. I'm gonna leave it here for a second. No, it looks so pretty in the back. Okay, remember to remove the water. Next up, maybe some of the biggest leaves in my collection. This is Chris. How do I show it to you? This is Chris, the Anthurium crystallinum that I got as a tiny seedling back in, I think, oh, this leaf is weirdly facing the wrong way. No, here we go. Okay, I don't know how to talk to you while holding this plant, but I got this as a tiny seedling, I think back in 2020, and it has grown so easily and big without much light, which I love. So this definitely deserves a place on the list. And I think it's making another leaf or a flower, but I don't think I'll be able to show you this thing. This is an older flower stem. I often remove the flowers because I don't need, whoa. I often remove the flowers because I don't necessarily need crystallinum pollen. There's a lot of crystallinum hybrids out there already, but it doesn't even fit in the screen. Look, head test. Body test. I could wear this as a dress, I think. Stunning plant. I did notice that a lot of the roots are crawling up. Wait, will it show that? They want to get out of the pot, it seems. So I think I was watering it a little bit too, like leaving the water in too much. So I'm keeping a better eye on it now. My boyfriend helps me to pour the excess water out because this is a pretty big, impractical plant to take care of. And especially throughout winter, I'll be extra mindful. And then hopefully in spring, we'll get big, nice, new leaves again. In the kitchen, we have one more Anthurium that currently lives in my little prop box. It is my Anthurium forgetii, which had struggled so much. I used to have quite a few actually big plants, but none of them looked very happy. They didn't have any leaves anymore. At some point, they didn't have any roots anymore either. So I decided to take a chop, and this is one of the stem cuttings that did do really well. I'm trying to show you the leaves, but the light that I'm using is ruining that. It's very dark because of winter, as I told you before, but look at how beautiful that is. The first leaf was already very cute, just a little bit odd shaped, let's say, and this one is now the perfect round leaf. Oh, I love Anthurium with no silver in the veins, if that makes sense. I have a huge Anthurium King of Spades that is also really beautiful, but I just love it when they don't have the silver. So that's why that didn't make it on the list this year. Sorry. But this takes my breath away. And it's such a like basic plant, just like crystallinum, but it's beautiful. It grows really well once, well, hopefully it will again, but for most people it grows really well and I love it. I'm so happy it made a comeback, and I'm so happy I'm doing these boxes. In winter, I'm actually putting a heat mat under it as well because it's right underneath the window that is covered in snow currently. But I think it's worth it. A little bit of extra energy, a little bit of extra effort. I can't really see it because it lives in a box, but hopefully, cat hair. Hopefully by next spring, this one will be happy again so that it can come and live in the living room or out in the open so we can see it every day. Next up is my really big plant. This is definitely my longest plant that I own. I don't know if I'll be able to get it fully in frame for you. Not this way at least. I made a reel recently where I could get it because the video was in the long direction. Can you see here? It's making a flower. It's making a new leaf. And these are just so long. There's so many as well. I do have some pest issues with this. And I had a light issue because I didn't know where to put it for winter, because the original spot where it lived was behind me and we changed into the new cabinet where it doesn't fit anymore. But we put some grow lights to have it be happy. I'm looking at the viewfinder a lot because I want to make sure that the leaves are showing, ow, nice and pretty. This is pretty heavy on my head. There are some damaged points from the grow lights, which I'm totally fine with. And this one has ripped a lot as well, like at the beginning. See how short this one is here? It got stuck a lot, but right now it's doing really well. And I love it so much. I really hope to get some sunlight at some point so I can show you how shiny and velvety this looks in the sunlight. Because it's kind of hard to show you, it just looks normal. But it is kind of velvet right now, but you can't see it because there's no sun. It only looks velvet in bright direct sun. Okay, I'm moving this back because it is heavy. One Anthurium that had been on my wish list since 2020, I finally got this year, and it currently doesn't look the most impressive. This is a pure Anthurium Ace of Spades, and this is the dark form F1 SKG lineage that I got from Schmooky. It is so dark. It's kind of hard to see because my terrarium has a little bit high light at the moment, which kind of bleaches the leaves. As you can see here, there is a older yellow leaf on it, which I will remove after. I don't really remove that kind of stuff for my videos. But yeah, this one, I'm so lucky to own this. I hope it's gonna grow another leaf for me soon, because it kind of looks, the growth point kind of looks thick, if that makes sense. Like it's starting to work on a new leaf. And I wanted to show, because this one currently doesn't look super impressive, but I think this one does. And this is a little hybrid of the AOS and Dressleri, which, if you don't know, is also a really nice dark Anthurium. It's kind of hard to see. These were the older leaves, so they're quite big, but also a little bit bleached. I got this from the Bosrand, one of my favorite garden centers. This one is starting to yellow or also bleached. I don't know. Everything is a little bit sad in that terrarium, but the two AOSs are doing okay. Look at that! Isn't that so beautiful, the brown? And then if you look in here, I don't know if I'll be able to show you. In between there, see, there's another leaf. Because it has made a little side shoot, a little pup. So I am very excited for that. And I'm so excited for this leaf. See if that will be the thumbnail. I don't know yet, but I actually found another little AOS baby. This looks very yellow on screen, but this is just a new leaf that's quite golden. And it looks so cute. So I guess it seems the AOS are doing really well. So I'm kind of sneaking this in as part of the AOS. And of course, we are ending the Anthurium section with the Queen Anthurium. Now I'm showing you one that's very small because it's a very special one. It almost has no lobes, and it's very dark as well, which you can't see that much yet because it's so small. I got this from my friend Jess with this one leaf, so I named the plant Jess as well. If you can see here, there is a new leaf coming. I am so excited. And this is, well, no, my original queen, Cleo, I got slightly bigger than this, maybe like this size. And this is her now. Wait, stepping back to show you the full leaves. She currently has 3. Look at that. And here you can see the difference with little Jess. Cleo has big earlobes. She's also quite dark. Ooh, shit. Wait, what did I throw over? My little tree house. Is it okay? I think it's okay. I made this in a live recently. It is so cute. I have to make the other one still. But the pieces that I have in the soil here are so big that it doesn't really stick inside. See how big these chunks are? So you can't really stick something in very easily. Now my hair is stuck in the edges. Some of you asked me previously why she is so damaged. Someone even said that they never have damaged leaves on their Anthurium warocqueanum, which, okay, good for you. This came out during winter when the grow tips get a little bit crusty. And that means for me that they sometimes come out a little bit damaged, like this one as well. And then this one came out pretty much in one piece, but it was sitting on a little table and growing against, it's hard to show you, growing against different things. So there's little bites out of the leaves, which, I mean, it happens. You should see these plants in nature. They're completely ripped apart by the winds and the animals, and I think it's just part of owning plants. I'm okay with the leaves being damaged as long as they look this beautiful. I mean, I love this one a lot. It's definitely my favorite Anthurium, and I have currently, I think 5, 1, 2, 3. I actually have one that I bought for my mom. I bought it for 13 euros, so cheap. This newest leaf is a bit damaged, but that happens in garden centers. So I'm excited for her to own one finally, because she always saw mine and was like, that's a nice one. I would like one of those. If you're curious about why Blackjack didn't make it on the list, he is beautiful, but he hasn't grown much this year. He's grown seeds, so that is a big thing that I love, and I showed that in the goals video, the fern one. But I think it just grew one leaf this year. So even though I love him for making seeds, and he got his respect, I guess, for that in the previous video, he didn't make it onto the favorites, although now that I'm looking at him, he is absolutely beautiful. Now from really big, let's go very small. Several of you asked to see more of my begonia, which I will do in a separate video. But for this video, I want to show you this plant. Also, you can see it on the side here if I fix the reflection. There you go. This is a Labisia. I think Riau, but I'm not quite sure. It's hiding a little bit in the terrarium, especially with all the reflections. But it's such a cool one. I also have a few Labisia living in my big terrarium that are doing really well again. But Labisia in general, I love so much, especially if you're just starting with terrariums. Highly recommend getting some Labisia. I found another very adorable Labisia here in the medium-sized terrarium. It is such a beautiful one. And it is growing really well. It's growing all over the place. It might be kind of hard to see because of sometimes they're bleaching a little bit and it shows much more on my camera. Like this one is definitely looking different, but it has a little pink edge to all the leaves. I don't think it will focus on it, but you can see the pink in the center there at least. This is a really cute one as well. I just squished a snail. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, buddy. Oh no. And in here are also a bunch of begonia that are very cool. Down here you can see little babies that are adorable, but the one I wanted to show you is this one. Not the flower one, but that. It is one that gets very nice and blue. It's a hybrid, a secret hybrid that I got from Zephyr, and it is such a beautiful leaf in general, but then when you put a spotlight on it or like a flashlight, it becomes beautifully blue. It's growing so well. The roots are growing all over the place here. So I am very excited for this whole box to be doing so well when all of my other terrariums are not doing that well. In my medium-sized terrarium, we have a beautiful Begonia amphioxus that I just stuck in there as a little cutting just into the perlite layer. And it has done so well, much better than any time I actually tried to grow it. I'm so impressed with this one. It's actually starting to flower now as well, which I'm excited about. And it's such a cute, different look compared to all the other plants in there, mostly Anthurium. So love this one. The last begonia on the list lives in my big terrarium. Luckily, it does live in a little pot, so I can bring him to you, which makes showing you a little bit easier. This is my begonia chlorosticta. And you have seen me grow this before. It never went really well until I popped it into the big terrarium. Look at those leaves on the side as well, ignoring my broken nail. Ooh, it's such a cool one. And I actually just noticed it's also growing a little baby plant at the base there. So I am so happy that this is happy in the big terrarium, because I have seen this. Remember Rachel? She used to be able to grow this so well. I don't know if she still makes YouTube videos, but seeing hers made me fall in love with this, and I'm so happy. Even though mine is very small compared to her amazing collection, it is looking beautiful, and it's definitely made me very happy this year to see it thriving, to see it in the terrarium. Every time I look inside, at least one plant is looking really good, and that's this one. So yay for the chlorosticta. It actually dehydrated recently, and I thought it was a goner, but it came all the way back. So now I'm extra careful with watering the little pot as well. That is a risk of having pot plants in a terrarium. The terrarium itself just doesn't need watering very often, but if you have pots in there, they can dry out and they don't automatically get watered when there's like condensation dripping down or anything, because it's a pot and not the whole system. Ah, so pretty. Some begonia that were on my list last year didn't make it on simply because I think they were growing really well, but I cut them back recently because they were taking over and now they don't look as pretty. They're still really pretty, but not as much as some other ones that I'm showing you. I hope that makes sense. The next one I picked is a little bit broader again. I picked Selaginella, and then specifically Selaginella wildenowii is one that I absolutely love. It is such a beautiful and big one, and it has this insane blue that is doing really well in the terrarium, even though I kind of ruined it earlier this year because I cut it back a little bit too harshly. So the bottom is very bare right now, but I think it is worth it because the plant that is left is growing really well. It is still making new leaves, and the blue just has my heart. It is even a little bit purpley right now and almost red from being closer to the grow light, because it used to grow all the way down here where there is not as much light. So I will hopefully be able to change it so it's a little bit further down again in a new setup. I also have Selaginella uncinata, which is called the rainbow moss in the common name, even though it's not a moss. But that one, it has been growing really well as well, especially in my medium-sized terrarium. It is just covering the ground all around the little pots of Anthurium. And then also in my little mini box, all the plants died. Only the Selaginella is thriving. So it looks a little bit weird. We have a box of Selaginella. I will redo that terrarium as well this year, but I do love the look of it. I fell in love with it in the botanical garden where they had it growing this blue and green, and then in higher light it can become pink and kind of red, which you can also see in my medium-sized terrarium. So I just love Selaginella very much, especially the ones that go blue like wildenowii and uncinata. And then from really small we are going back to really big because of course I am picking my mint Thai constellation, which is not a regular mint Monstera, and it's also not a regular Thai constellation Monstera because it is a, sorry, this is very heavy. It is a Thai constellation mint, which you can see here. Beautiful variegation. It is very heavy. There are two plants on here. One is quite small. Wait, can I turn it? This is the small baby. It has made a leaf with fenestrations over here. And then the big one on a pole. Someone asked, do they need a pole? Not really, but if you don't have a pole, they kind of crawl. And I don't have that much horizontal space. I do have space vertically. So that's why I do give them a pole just to guide them kind of growing upwards. That really helps me. You'll see in a moment with my big Thai constellation, the regular one. But yeah, this guy, James, is stunning and beautiful and definitely has to make it onto the list for 2025. Before I'm taking you upstairs for the last few Monstera, I wanted to include this because I'm showing you Thais, the Thai constellation. This is also a Thai constellation that I recently got as a rescue from a garden center because someone had cut off several of the leaves. And this leaf just looked really sad, so they couldn't sell it and asked me to make it happy again. I do see a thrips on there right now. Not a thrips, sorry, thrips. But it was a singular one. Adult one too, so that's not good. But I wanted to include it, one, because of the high variegation, which if you know me, I love this type of sectoral variegation, even though it means that the leaves will likely quickly brown, like you see here, all the full white parts will likely get crispy and die off because it doesn't bring the plant anything. It doesn't bring any photosynthesis because only green does that. But it is, maybe from this way, it's growing another leaf. I am excited because usually these go a little bit slower in fall and winter, especially my big Thai once took 8 months before it made another leaf. So I'm very happy to see that it's already growing another one because it grew this one for me since I got it and this one. So it's really quite fast. Also, this is why I track my plant growth, because that Thai constellation didn't grow. Maggie's up in the cat tree, it's very cute. The Thai constellation didn't grow really for 8 months and I thought it was like a year and I thought it was dead. But by tracking, I'm realizing things are often growing faster than I thought because I have so many plants that I can't really, and also ADHD, time is hard for me. So it's easier to remember and to check that, in fact, the plant is doing great. It's growing. So some of you have asked about my Monstera aurea and I did want to show him, but he is not on the list this year because he has not grown in a long time. I think since I did the repot, he's not happy. He's not growing any leaves. There are 3 plants on here and none of them have grown. So I don't know exactly what is wrong. I'm keeping a close eye on it. It has good roots from what I can tell and he's getting a lot of light. He's in my south-facing window, but I think he's taking a little break. Maybe a mental health break. We all need it sometimes, so. And I guess since I've showed you almost all my Monstera now, I might as well include the obliqua as well. The obliqua is my last Monstera, so now you've seen all of them. It didn't make it on the list this year, but it does look so much better. I struggled with pests and it not growing any leaves, just growing runners. But the moss pole finally did its trick and this new leaf is amazing. I can't believe it's doing well again. It was such a frustrating plant to grow for such a long time, but happy that it's doing well, even though it didn't make it on the list. Mickey, are we going upstairs? Let's go upstairs. I am now trying to show you Thais, the Thai constellation. I did just spill some water. I'm filming this not in order, so ignore that part. And he is so heavy that I'm trying to show you him as he sits on the bed. So come a little bit closer. He also fell over while filming something else, as you saw. So I'm trying to hold him as I'm showing you. This is Thais, my original Thai constellation. Squishing the leaves. I got this one specifically because of the high white bits, the big white parts, the high variegation or the big sectoral patches of variegation. I got him with leaves maybe this size. So pretty big already, but he definitely sized up a lot. I propagated him a few times and this is the cutting that I kept, the top cutting that is on a moss pole, a little more like coconut fiber moss pole. Again, not for the roots to grow into, but just to help the stem growing upwards because again, I have space upwards more than sideways because there are other plants there. I love how he looks, especially just this heart now. He used to live downstairs. I shared this in another video as well. I moved him up here into the south-facing window to get all the leaves facing one direction again. And I feel like that definitely worked. All the leaves angled back to the front. Still holding on to the pot for my life so he doesn't fall over again. There's more leaves over there that are currently not in frame. And all of them are facing your way right now. So I think it looks really pretty, really beautiful. I am so impressed with this plant, with how he keeps growing, but how he keeps making... Oh, he's very dusty though. I need to clean my leaves at some point. But yes, how he gets the variegation, but still keeps the leaves pretty happy. There is some browning on the fully white parts, which is very normal, but not that much. Like the newest leaves doesn't have that much browning at all. I just love him very much. Maybe if you go this way more, you can see more of him. Yeah, this is Thais. And maybe the little small one that I have downstairs will grow into something like this as well at some point. And the last plant on this year's list, number 25, is of course Ferry. He was actually in the newspaper with me recently. I did a little interview and talked about him, and the interviewer picked the part about him to share because it's such a cool story. I'm trying to improve the light situation so you can actually see him, but he is definitely taller than me right now. I am 5'9", 175, and he is, I think, 2 meters tall right now. There are 3 plants in the pot. The 2 top ones are growing steadily, especially this one. Look at this. We have a new leaf in here. Oh, it's almost too high for you to see. The biggest plant is this one. I brought you a little bit closer. Maybe you can go a little bit higher. You're at the top of the height of my tripod right now for the camera, but it keeps growing really cool leaves. This one came out. This is the latest one. Look at how pretty, and so many holes for winter. And then the second plant is more over here on the side. This one is a little bit more white. This leaf came out recently. It just keeps growing in winter. This previous leaf is a little bit more what people expect when we do fully, or when we have fully white leaves. A lot of it browned and died. But you can see the part where there was green is the part that stayed happy. So green is definitely important in these highly variegated plants. He grows on a moss pole that I extended several times, as you can see. Wait, I'll bring him a little bit closer. This definitely helped him to have something to grab onto. You can see all the roots in the moss pole. I struggle to keep it moist because it is up here and I kind of forget a little bit about the plants up here, but I'm doing my best. The stems look so beautiful. They're like candy canes, striped green. Absolutely stunning and amazing. If you don't know, I got Ferry as a rooted 1-leaf cutting that was not growing yet from someone on Facebook after we had a talk that made her feel a little bit better about her plant, and that makes it extra special. We talked about her stepdad Ferry, and that's why he is named Ferry. I am so happy with him. I am a little bit worried because right now he's definitely at the top of what I can extend to, at least where he lives in the south-facing window, in the dormer window. So either he'll have to move back to extend, or we will have to do a chop and extend. But if you see the size of this pot, that's a bit scary. He has a lot of roots, and he's like, I cannot lift him up. Well, maybe I can try. Okay, I can lift him up, but it's very impractical, especially with how tall he is as well. So I will probably wait with that until summer. Yes, I think I'll be able to, because if we look here, he is currently just at the start of the extension, so he has a while to grow. You can't even see the top. Wait, there we go. So he's currently here, so he has this much to grow, although the leaves are going to get stuck against the top of the dormer window. But hopefully, and I don't say this very often, hopefully he won't grow too much in winter and we can sort it out in spring or summer, because that's going to be something. And that's it for my favorites of 2025. Please let me know yours, either by writing them in the comments, posting them on my community tab, which is really fun, everyone will be able to see, or better yet, email me within the subject line Roos responds, and I will put all the info in the description, and then I will make a respond video where I look at all your beautiful plants and tell you what I think. I am very happy to be in the new year now. It feels like a year full of potential, especially with my health situation. In March, I will start a new treatment for my 5.5-year-long concussion and symptoms that I've talked about a lot. I will link the GoFundMe again. We are not there yet, but I am so grateful for all the donations. And I am so grateful for all my plants for growing so well this year and the past however many years I've been into plants. 2018 or something, I started with aroids. So thank you, plants, for being so amazing and getting so big, making my dreams come true, covering me in soil and water and stressing me out with pests and falling over, but still making me so happy with every new leaf that I see. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe below if you haven't already. Click the bell so you'll get notified every time I upload. The schedule has been a little bit all over the place. And leave a nice comment. Like I said, I love to hear from you guys, to see your plants, to actually connect and talk about plants with you. Take such good care of yourself and your plants. Lots of love for this new year. And I'll see you again soon. Bye! It is almost so dark. I'm so happy I finished filming in time. It's 4:30 in the evening, or in the afternoon really, but it's getting really dark outside. So I made it!